Welcome to a very special edition of 805 Sports Talk. You may notice someone new is sitting across from me. This is Righetti football coach Tony Payne. First off, Tony, thank you for coming in and sitting down with me.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Yeah, so we're just going to get right into it. Less than 2 months away from the season. You're at your alma mater, ready to start your head coaching career at Righetti High School. What's kind of your emotions right now? What's your focus? Kind of what's going through your mind, less than 2 months away from the season starting?
I don't even have time to worry about my emotions right now. We have a lot to install offensively and defensively. We have a great turnout, lots of boys at all three levels, and I've just got a lot to do. So emotionally, I'm ready. I've got these butterflies in my stomach, and I'm not sure if it's nerves or if I'm just so anxious to see what this group of athletes can do.
And what have the last few months been like? You got the job a couple months ago. Have you kind of just been forging ahead, doing a lot of installation, changing things? What's kind of been your focal point, the last few months since you've gotten this position?
Without a doubt, our focal point has been trying to fuse a passing game with the pistol wing tee. We're running the same offense that we ran last year. I love that offense. It's right up our alley. However, we needed to get our passing game up to par with our run game. We have two fantastic quarterbacks, a senior named Brandon Giddings and a junior named Logan Mortensen. Both those boys have dove head on into this. They're competing with each other. They make each other better every day. And our passing game is really coming along beautifully. I love it.
We know you have a lot of experience coaching the offensive line. What's that situation looking like? Have you really, kind of focused on that area? Do you kind of just take the offense as a whole? What's kind of been, your focal point as a coach when you look at the X's and O's stuff? Where do you try to get these guys better at?
Well, I'm an offensive lineman down to my bones. Chris Spence and I, we both coach the offensive line, and when you're running the wing tee, that's the most important part, and it demands the most focus and the most reps. This summer, while we have no pads on, we've been able to put a lot of work into the passing game, but come July 16th, it'll be full go on our run game and our base run. I'm really excited about the kids that we have coming back on the line. Our two guards are studs, Christian Mondol and Papa Martinez. They're exactly what we need at the guard position, and then we have some other tough kids filling in the other spots. Everybody's been putting in so much work in the weight room, Joe, that every coach knows that's the key, but our team's put a lot of time and a lot of effort and committed to that weight room, which I couldn't be more excited about.
So we talked a little bit about the quarterbacks, the line. What about the running back situation? Damian Robles was a great back for the last 2 seasons. He's gone. You mentioned Adon Solis kind of will be counted upon, I think, a lot this season. Talk about him and just that whole running back group you guys got.
My pleasure, Joe. We have a stable. It does. It starts with Adon Solis. He's going to be our go-to tailback and get the majority of the carries. I can tell you that right now. But we also have other running backs, and we have 3 running backs on the field at all times. So guys like Isaiah Gayfield he's going to be a huge difference maker. We have a new player named Kadasi Napa. He came from up north. A gift dropped right on our doorstep. We have a junior class that's full of what I call clones. There's about 4 or 5 guys that are all about 5'10", 200 pounds, tough as nails, great in the weight room. They block and they catch and they run, and I'm really excited to see what they can do in this offense.
All right, now I first met you when you were the head coach of Orchid Academy. Now you're here at Righetti. How much have you grown as a coach, since you left Orchid Academy? And are there a lot of differences you think between running your program, 8-man program at Orchid Academy to, a bigger school? A longer tradition? Is there a lot of differences there, and do you think you've kind of grown as a coach since you were at Orchid Academy?
Well, I hope I've grown since Orchid Academy. I don't think that I would have even had the the base or the confidence to apply for this job, which is, it's my dream job. You know, I did grow up here, and I'm so thrilled to have this opportunity. I want to give the boys everything that they need, and that's my focus. As far as Orchid Academy goes, when I was there, we played football. There was no gimmicks.
Yeah.
There were no, sometimes in 8-man football they change things up to account for their athletes. But at Orchid, we ran the football. We taught the basics, and that's pretty much what I'm doing now. I definitely have a lot more athletes to work with. I have a lot more coaches on my staff. I also have a system, and if you don't have a system, you better find one ASAP.
All right. So you got a system, but August 17th, you got Santa Maria coming to Righetti. Last time Santa Maria was there, I think they beat you guys 2 years ago. I think that's before you were there. So I'm sure, if there were guys that were on that team are pretty excited to defend their turf. What do you think the team's going to be like heading into that game on that Friday night, hosting Santa Maria to start things? What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like over there?
Well, I think the atmosphere will be jumping. Last year, Santa Maria High School and their football team, they did amazing things over there. I'm proud of their coaching staff and that team. It was amazing. Their run will last for a long, long time, and it has brought back a rivalry between our two schools. I know that Coach Ellington and all of those guys are putting in work right now. We got a chance to work together at the FCA game and talk about our first game. I think those kids will be ready. I think those kids are going to be coming in with a championship mindset, and I'm hoping to have my boys ready for that. I feel like as far as athletes, Righetti has just a fantastic group of athletes. Our seniors, we have a small class of seniors, but it's the right seniors, and the junior class is special as far as I'm concerned. Santa Maria game is going to be off the hook first game.
Okay.
At home.
All right, and we talked about a lot of athletes over there, but we haven't got to Caleb Thomas yet, really. The Pac-5 MVP as a junior. Usually you don't see that with the guy who plays in the trenches, but he won an MVP, so that speaks volumes about the football player he is. Do you think there's going to be another increase in his play this year? Has he taken on a leadership role now as a senior? Talk a little bit about Caleb Thomas.
Caleb Thomas is an absolute pleasure. This winter and this spring, being a brand new football coach, it was a lot of fun every day having a D1 football coach come onto my campus and talk to me about our football program, and more specifically Caleb Thomas and what Caleb Thomas is going to do on our football program this year. Caleb is a once in 20 or 30 year type of player around here. He's the real deal. He is athletically, I don't think that there's anything I've seen that compares to him on both sides of the ball. Obviously he was the defensive MVP, or he was the MVP of the league, but he played a lot of defense last year. This year we've got him playing a lot of tight end and defensive tackle. We've got some other weapons on both sides of the ball that I think that the other teams will have to worry about, which will allow Caleb to do his thing. And Caleb's thing is fast, and when that ball is snapped, he's I'd say impossible to stop. He's going to do his thing, Joe.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I don't think anyone doubts that. Looking at the league, we got the Mountain League this year, pretty much the same as the Pac-5, but we swap out SLO with St. Joseph, and you guys will end the season, the regular season that is, against St. Joseph at home. Just about the league, and then what that matchup could be like, to end the regular season in a league game against your rival like St. Joe. I think that game's got to be a crazy atmosphere as well.
It'll be lit, Joe. It'll be lit. 10th game, league game, a rivalry game. They put it on us last year, and none of us have forgot that. We've been wanting and dreaming about another shot at these guys. They have a brand new coach who comes in with a lot of experience and a lot of a great resume. I've talked to a lot of coaches in the area and from down south, and they're all very impressed with him. He's a heck of a coach from what I understand. I met him at the FCA game. He seems like a really good guy. And from what I hear around town, they got it going on over there. I can tell you though that we are putting in as much work as we can possibly get in, and our goal is not just St. Joe's but the entire Mountain League. We have some super tough opponents all the way across. I think we start with Paso and we end with St. Joe's, and if we want to reach all of the goals that we've set for ourselves this year, Paso's first, and St. Joe's is the last one that we've got to face. But that whole league schedule is going to be tough, and it's going to be fun.
All right, and this is also the first year you guys are moving to the Central section. Do you think about that at all? I know you guys do play a game in Bakersfield. It's probably going to be hot over there, later start times. You guys are thinking about any of that stuff yet? Possible playoffs in the Central section. Has that had any effect on your preparation or your program, knowing you're a Central section team now?
I like being a Central section team. You and I are both Fresno State guys. I went to college in the Valley. I love that area, and I know that the football rules up there. I have put a lot of thought. There's some significant differences between the Central and the Southern section. In the Central, everybody makes the playoffs, and so we're definitely looking forward to that. However, in the Central section, the higher seed always gets the home game, and if we can get those guys out here on the coast, that would really, really serve us. All coaches hate to look ahead to something like that, but it's got us excited. Like, the feeling is new. Some of the rules for the off season are different. Like you said, we are playing an opponent from Bakersfield Centennial that's a storied program. They've had some really good football players out of that, and like you said, it's going to be in September, and it's going to be hot. We've got a lot of work to do before then. I got to get these boys in shape. We just had a 7-on-7 contest in Paso, which was really, really hot, and it was excellent preparation. The boys now see, like, wow, it's going to be a significant difference, and we got to be ready.
All right. Well, good luck this season. The Warriors start Friday, August 17th at home against Santa Maria, so I'm sure you'll be spending the next 7 weeks or so, getting your guys ready. So I appreciate you coming in.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you.